A very good evening, one and all, on behalf of the trustees, management, principal, HODs, staff, and the students of SA Engineering College. I extend a warm welcome to one and all present in this virtual platform. To know more about our college, SA Engineering College was established in the year 1998 and is successfully continuing its educational service beyond 25 years of excellence. SA Engineering College has taken the forefront of technical education through its distinctively different and carefully nurtured standards. The college is approved by the AICTE New Delhi and affiliated to Anna University, accredited by the NBA, has an A grade from the NAC, and also an ISO 9001-2015 certified institution. The college believes in preparation for the life ahead in all earnest and provides every opportunity to grow beyond academics. In view of the same, many in-house programs like placement trainings, value-added courses, workshops, symposiums, and guest lectures are also organized to make the students industry ready. We all have assembled here today to motivate and cherish the young minds present among us. At this juncture, I feel honored to welcome our resource person for today, Mr. Rajesh Kumar N., Manager of Michelin Tires, with 17 and a half years of experience in environmental and EHS management system. We welcome you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Sona, for the wonderful introduction, and thank you, SA College, for this wonderful opportunity today. Yeah. So we will wait for a few minutes to people to join, or yeah. Okay.
Good evening, Rajesh Kumar sir. Hello.
Yeah, good evening. Yeah,
Sir, share your screen, sir, please, sir.
yeah. Okay, give me
Thank you,
just
sir.
1 minute.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so screen is loaded, no? Yeah.
Yes, sir, your screen is visible, sir.
Yeah. So maybe let me know now. Even we can wait for a few minutes to people to join and we can start. Once you tell okay, no, we'll start. Yeah. So people will be joining or we can start. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Once again, no, like yeah, very warm welcome for the pleasant evening today, no, for the student present here and also the candidates who have just passed out of +2. Hopefully, they have received their result and waiting for the next level of courses in their career. So welcome. And again, this evening is very important. One area, I hope there is an IPL is going to happen today in the evening. And in spite of that, thank you for your presence today. And only one need out of the session is the 25 minutes or 30 minutes. What we share, it should be eye opener for the future leaders, entrepreneurs, professionals present in this forum today. And really, it is interesting, the civil department of S Engineering College, continuously they're organizing some webinars, Tech 3.7, and keep continuing the good work. Thank you for that. Yeah. So to recap the session topic, today the session will not be a technical session for you. So just the session is to share you the industrial experience or the real world situation after your +2 or as a student or as a college student. What are the things you need to keep in mind? What are the things you need to focus? It is more like a formula or like strategy, how you need to follow for a successful career. So that is the main objective of this session. So you feel free to interact. You please stop me if you have any questions or input. If it is, it will be interesting for more exchange session. Yeah. So everybody in their life, always they have a career choice. Whenever they complete the +2 or diploma, like the first thing they come out of mind is what is the course they can select. So whether they can select that, because today, there are the career is ocean. There are n number of courses, and every day, every minute there is a new course coming in the market. So every student, there is always confusion or there is some support needed for the student to select the courses. Yeah. So if you see, we have different type of courses. We call as like engineering, medicine, arts and science, law management, and also latest trendy courses are there. Like future is now directed towards this AI, robotics, and chatbot. Lot of things are applied in each and every domain. So every student, there is always a confusion or they need some mentor or support to select the career choice. So next few slides now we will share the real world situation of how to select a course, how to take it forward. Like that. So that is the main objective of this session. Yeah. So basically, this session will be more like the discussion of the with various experts and various books, and also there are some psychological counselors expert. We discuss with them to come up with this presentation. So first thing you need to keep in mind is the basic foundation to approach career should be fully. It should be a psychological approach. Mainly, if you see, it is really a treasure hunt. Like in Tamil, we say as like Pudayal Vete. So like that, it's a treasure hunt in everyone's life because it will bring them a lot of value and it will be a turning point for them. So this is a important, like everyone could have told to you, this step what you take will be the important step in your career in your life, because it will build a strong solid foundation where from that foundation you can take it to any level. So that is why like after this +2 your career choice or the step you take is very very important in your life. So basically, I will try to simplify the approach. So it will help you to make it very simple to follow the steps. So basically, in your career, you can have this three-step approach or three-step formula. So first step is identification, and second step is nurture, and third step is act, and fourth step is expand. So these are the four simple steps you need to follow for your right career choice and further growth. So let us see each step now what exactly it is. So step one is identification. Yeah. So identification, like today, if you see in the world, many people are directed in a different way. For example, if in my life experience, also I like to share my experience. When I completed my +2 in the year of 1998, that time computer was very new and it was very very blooming. That time everyone was taking some computer course or a lot of things were there. So basically, I was a biology student. I was more interested towards science. But even when I was joining, that time also when we were selecting the course, that time also I had a confusion whether to select a computer or whether to select a biology. So like that, that time, there were no much of internet or there were no much of access to medias where we can see like a lot of information available. So that time, usually what type of support we take, we used to discuss with our neighbors or somebody educated from our family or our mentors and school teachers or the nearby people who has done the course will be the immediate point of reference. Many a time now, if you see, simply we will take a course because our friends has taken or our neighbor has suggested or our uncle is doing that job or my father's recommendation. Like so like that, many times our career is driven taken to different direction. But psychologically, if you see what the psychological approach says, so first thing to identify your patient or interest, first step what they do, you need to take a notepad and list out your patient. So this is not a one day activity. You need to do it for continuously. Even it can be 1 week, 2 week, 3 week. And the psychological research say minimum 21 days. No, you need to continue that. Some people even 2 weeks they may be identified. Some people it may take more time. So you need to list out. It should be in the early morning. It can be in the early morning in a calm place after some warm up. If you're able to list down all the activities. No? For example, I want to do, yeah, I want to do engineering. I want to do like what type of engineering, like civil engineering, chemical engineering, or you may have different level of interest. So first, you need to list out all the courses. Even it may come out as 100. Don't worry. You list out the first day. You list out the second day. You list out the third day, fourth day. Then slowly, there is always the subconscious mind or the brain power is very strong. Where so whichever is more priority for you, whichever is coming out from the heart, it will reflect in all your papers. And from that, you can sort it out some of the list. And after taking the list, the journey again it continues. Then you need to go back to your teachers to discuss with your teachers, because you could have already spent some 2 years or more than schooling, 10 years with your teachers. So you can always discuss with them to get their feedback. Okay, good evening, teacher. What is my, if you from your experience, what is my strength? You feel what are the areas I can develop, like that. You can always get the input from your teachers. Sometimes your parents also can suggest you. Okay, you're good in that. You're very good in design, so this should be a right career choice, like that. Sometimes your nearest friend, he may know very well about you. Yeah, you're very good in maths here, so why don't you take a maths, which is your strength, like that. So first thing, the secret of success is, first thing, you don't need to select a career by comparing others or market hype. Now today many courses are in market hype, so you should not take a course by market hype, or simply that course will give more salary, like that. It will be a put a pressure on your career. So first thing, you should be calmly listing out all the activities, and you need to select now out of the listed out what will be your talent and strength, so it will have more relation with you. So that is the first step. So identification is the first step. Please stop me, or if you have any question, please let me know. I can explain you more on that. So second step is very, very important. So identification is more like only getting a ticket to enter into a train of a long journey. So once you identify your course, for example, now today I have identified a course. I want to select my aspiration is a civil engineer. So when I select this course as a civil engineer, okay, I'm joining a college, and I started my journey. So second step is nurture. So second step, once you are interested in civil engineer or design or related course, you need to take a course, and you need to take a college. So you need to enroll yourself. It may be a diploma degree or a BTech degree. Like you need to enroll for a course. So that is only a one area. So main thing now you need to keep in mind, just yeah. If you see, only mindset is very, very important. You need to have always keep in mind the education is not within four walls, either it in a home or it in a college environment. No, the college environment only will give a sensitization, or it will give some idea or eye opener of what is the course. Only you need to, along with that college course, you need to strengthen yourself. With today, if you see, there are lot of online tools. Hope you may already aware there are online tools like Udemy, Coursera, LinkedIn. And one more interesting thing, this IIT, all IIT, they have developed a program called National Program on Technology and Enhanced Learning, and National Program on Technology Enhanced Learning, which is developed by IIT website. You can note down on later. You can explore in internet. So if you start exploring, today even whatever course you want to do, you can always do in this along to your college courses. No, you need to always you can enhance your skills. You need to take to next level, because today now whatever we do in college will give only a basic level of certification or qualification. So along with that, no, you need to have some add-on value by doing these courses. Or this is the second step. You can note down and explore. Even I have tried some courses in all these platforms. So that is a good platform. No, that is where you can network. And next important step, no, you need to always started doing project, internship, and volunteering. So compared to foreign countries and our education system, if you see the main step at a very young age, even in teenagers, that foreign country students, they always take an extra step. They do some projects, internships. Sometimes they go for business. They do a lot of job. But Indian education system, no, it is very conventional. We do +2, we take a course, we complete it, then we again do some master degree, then we go for a job. But foreign students, what they do along with the courses, what they do, they sometimes even there are some lot of option available there. Them India, it's a challenge, but they can ship the course, they can come back after doing some business, no, like that. There are opportunities for them. So like that, no, in Indian condition, what you can do, you can always don't wait for the regular college projects or intern. You can always involve in like weekend projects or summer projects or some mini projects. No, you can always work with some association, and you can also explore a lot of internship opportunities within industry and other things. And you can always volunteer the opportunities. So like that, now you can always build that, because that is more important. So whatever you see in theory in college or courses, it is very very important to go to get some on hand skills. So that is more important, which will build your confidence level. So you need to take the on hand skill. Even to say my experience, no, as I said, when I was in plus 2, I don't know to select the which course. And after some guidance from people, I selected biology, because biology was more in my heart, and I was more interested in doing some courses related to science and nature. So after plus 2, I joined BSc chemistry, because my native is Tirupur, and many people recommended no chemistry will able to get a job in textile industry, fabricated job. But I was not good in chemistry, and my heart was not into chemistry. I was much interested in science, biology, and nature. So when I started BSc chemistry, first 1 month it was okay for me. After that, I feel very tough. I feel I'm not in a right place, and chemistry was not much of interested for me. So what I did, in the same college, there was an option to swap the course. So from chemistry, I moved to biology. So biology was more interested for me, and I was taking zoology. So when I taken zoology, there were a lot of criticism from my neighbors and my close relatives. They told, by doing zoology you will not get an employment in Tirupur, because Tirupur was fully textile industry. So there were a lot of comment, there were a lot of discouragement. But only hope that time I had was, since I like the course, I love the course, I was continuing with the biology. Then when doing biology, why I'm sharing this experience, it was a turning point in my life. When I was doing my biology course, I had an opportunity to do some internship training. Like, there was a center called Center for Environment Education in Tirupur, which is an international NGO. On India level, there is a big organization. They do some lot of projects on environment. They go for a lot of environment project, like solid waste management in many villages, and environment education for a lot of school kids, college students, like that. So by joining that institute as a volunteer in the my BSc degree, I came to know, even though I do zoology, I can always go for cross major like MSc, like I can do environment science courses, like that. Because many of the students, many of the project leaders working there were from environment science background. So that was eye opener for me. Till that time, I never know, by doing BSc Geology we can have many streams. I thought after doing BSc Geology we can go only like MSc Zoology or B.Ed, like that. Time it was an eye opener. By doing this, we can do that course, and that was a motivating factor for me. I continue to do a lot of volunteership, internship, and training at various places, and it was opportunity for me to practice the skill what I learned. So just to share, similarly, no, you don't limit your experience with textbooks. So you always look for your support from your like college teachers, professors, no, and you look for some extra, like out of world. That is why you remain this world. You should be beyond the four walls. So four walls is only will help you to like get an identity or get a certification. So it is in your hands. You need to develop your career. So this is the second step. So after identification, nurture is the second step. So third step is, again, it's a very important step. Today, if you see many students and many people, they put pressure on themselves, because career, no, it is, we need to enjoy the career. I mean, how we put pressure, no, we always limit ourselves to either age or language or location, geography. So best example, even I did the same mistake. Sorry, somebody want to speak? Yeah. Okay. So I did the same mistake. What mistake I did? No, like since my native was Coimbatore and Tirupur, I was looking for companies only in Coimbatore. So I was not able to get a job initially after my master degree. So through placement, I got a job in Chennai. And even though I was working in Chennai, that time I was not fully landed in my first 2 years of career. My mind was fully in native, and my mind was fully in native. So what I did, I got a job in Coimbatore, and I left the job in Chennai. It was like, and I went for a little bit. Salary was low, but that time I was want to go to native. So when I went to native, I joined a company in native. The climate was very pleasant. I enjoyed the life. but many seniors and mentor, no, they criticize me. They told, why at this age you're restricting yourself to the location, geography, language. So Chennai is a hot hub where, no, there are a lot of company, lot of opportunity. It is an automobile hub, it is an IT hub, a lot of expansion projects are there. Like that, they scolded us. Then that time I realized, no, I have made a wrong decision by restricting myself to the location. Then again, no, I came back to Chennai. I joined a company which is an MNC, and Greenfield project was there. So that time, what I learned, we should never restrict ourselves to age, language, location, and geography. And next important thing, no, we should be always ready to fly high. We should not limit ourselves. Okay, I will work only in this place. I will not go out of country because my language is that. No, you never restrict yourself, or you never underestimate yourself, because you are in a age, where you can achieve anything when there is a right level of opportunity. So third important thing, you need to have a thirst. Even though, like, in front of you, if water is there, if you're not drinking, or if you're not having thirst, no, you will not able to fulfill that. So you need to have always a thirst for learning, a thirst for learning new things. So if you usually in a college, if you see the syllabus, no, usually Indian syllabus is one of the wonderful syllabus where it will cover all the basics, all the foundation, lot of things will be there. But only if you have a thirst, now you can take to next level. You can always ask a lot of questions. You can always lot of learn new things. You can always challenge the textbook, no, like that. So that is one thing. And next important thing in all my career, if you completely research all the successful people, either it may be a college professor, it may be industrial entrepreneur, no, they will be excellent in their career only because they have a focused mind. The focused mind will be like a laser beam. Laser beam, now if you pass, even it can do wonderful things. So only important thing you keep in mind is, no, you never get distracted in middle of anything. You keep a focused mind. So focused mind, for sure, it will keep you to excellence. So that is important thing you need to follow. So next step, no, you need to take next steps. For example, when you got a job, so after some time, after 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, you will feel comfortable, and you will feel comfortable in doing that. But that time you need to realize, no, if you feel there is no challenges, or there is no opportunity to learn new thing, again you need to step out. So that is why, if you see, you need to take step by step, one by one, no, each step you need to take. So this is important. So coming back to the step, so first thing you need to identify, second thing you need to nurture, third step you need to act, which is very very important step, and fourth step you need to expand yourself. So this is the step by step process. And finally, I got a good opportunity. There are some psychological counselors there, so I got an opportunity to discuss with them. Mainly, I discuss with them to come out some essence or juice to share you today. So I will just share what psychological experts shared with me very recently. And I also got a chance to do some psychological course when I was in my graduation. I had some opportunity. So just today I'm sharing the outcome, or a nutshell of whatever the psychological learning from me. So ground rules, no, like main till now, one important dimension what you need to understand, you no need to worry about the course today. No, market, there will be a lot of hype. Either it may be a mechanical, civil, electrical, no, only you are the person, you will make it more live, you will give life to that. So you need to have an interest in that, and you need to have a talent and skill to for the thirst to develop out of it. So whatever course you select, so these are the ground rules to be successful in your career. So first thing, all the psychology, all the things, what it says, no, it says every human being, he should have a sound sleep. Minimum 6 to 7 hours of sleep is much needed. Why it is taken very strongly? Because it only will help you to think properly, act properly, and for your well-being of your life. So this is very very important. Why I'm sharing this? No, many times there are situations where people want to succeed in overnight. Within 24 hours, they want to become a millionaire. Like Suryavansham film, no, and Rajini film. So they think like that, and they put lot of pressure on them. They spend lot of sleepless nights, get distracted. So that is not should be a point. You need to think like a marathon runner. You take a long-term journey. You never look for short-term success. So that is main thing. And second thing, if you see, our health is a base. Health is a base for whatever type of professional achievement. So these are very basic thing, but still I want to share you today because everything is interconnected. So water, nutritious food, exercise, sports, and family. This is also very very strong and base for health conscious. Even today, I have a lot of colleagues working with me from different part of India and world. But only one thing what they worry is whenever they miss them family, it will also impacting their performance. So that is one thing. And one more unique thing, why I'm marking this in color, because it is very very important. Time is a tool. So Time is really a decision maker of our career or your life. So if you respect the time, there is a policy which says, if you respect the time will respect you. So whenever you want to excel in any field, no, time is the bottom line. And one unique thing is, time is common for everyone. Even it may be a multimillionaire or a student, no, today if you see, time is same starting from school kid to everyone. So you please always keep in mind, you please invest your time in a proper way. And one more important thing, no, don't put pressure. Career is only a part of life. If you remember a particular ocean, no, you remember one drop. Career is only a one drop, because career will, and it is lot more are there in your life. Even money is only a fuel to drive your life. It is not a life. So you always think career is only a part of life. Apart from that, no, you need to have like lot of multi-dimension. You have a family behind, you have friends behind, and you have lot more talents, lot more hobbies, and lot more extracurricular activities. So you don't restrict yourself. Career is only a one spoke out of a big umbrella. So next step is, you need to take next steps. So these are the important ground rules. Yeah. And mainly, this is one of the important slide. If you see, if you take the psychology of human mind, no, the mind operate in three levels: subconscious mind, conscious mind, and superconscious mind. Even if you can experiment in your own life. So whenever you drive a bike in a particular route, even I used to experience this. I used to drive a bike for my company daily 30 kilometers. So my mind, no, will automatically, it's autopilot. Only one day, 2 day I used to. Otherwise, no, without thinking of that, the same route I go, my mind will wavering somewhere, but I will reach the route. Like that, no, mind is an autopilot. So what psychology says, no, you need to train the mind. For example, you train the body by like a lot of exercise. No, similarly, you need to train the mind. So that is most important, because what history says, no, willpower is the decision maker. So when you have the willpower and mindset, no, you can face any kind of problem, any kind of success, failure. So the strength of the mind is the main factor to take decision. So always you look for strengthening your mind. Like for example, body, what we do, we brush our teeth, we have a like a clean bath, we do a lot of exercise, we do like morning activity. Similarly, for training our mind, know what it says, you need to read a lot of good books, lot of psychological exercises, a lot of not religious based, you can do meditation, like that, no, scientific things you can always focus. Yeah. And next important thing, I will not spend much on this slide. Just you note down this word, and you can later you can explore. This concept is called ikiaki. It is a Japanese technique. Today, there were a lot of research done how Japanese people are more successful in their career, family, and how they live a very long life. So you can just there are a lot 10 rules are there which you can note down and explore later. Yeah. And main thing, no, one more important thing what I want to share, if you just two example, if you see the history of India, no, there was a battle of Panipat. If you see the first battle of Panipat, no, Babur was like leading it in a strong way and victory. But if you see, if you guess what his age not there at time, it was only 13 years. So just to highlight, age is not a factor. We may think, okay, only 40 years, 50 years, we may able to succeed like that. It is not like that. Even at a very young age, you can build your career very strongly. And second thing, one more example, what I want to say from our history is, if you get an opportunity to study Karigalan, no, even Karigalan, no, he was a very youngest. If you see his achievement, it is very, very unique. To say one example, no, Karigalan is well known. He built lot of dam. In Tamil, they call us Anai, no. How he built, no, to creativity when he was visiting a beach. So that time when people were standing, no, if you see the in beach, the waves used to come, it will touch your leg and go away. So every time when waves touch your leg, no, the sand was going down, down, down. So this visual, no, it strongly reflected in his mind, and based on the technique only, he started building the dams. So it is very, very interesting story where you can go into internet and explore more. Just to share you what is the importance of creativity, what is the importance of age factor like that. Okay, so now we are in the end slide. I will take further 1 or 2 minutes, because next experience sharing session is also waiting for you. So main summary, what I want to share you today, please take this summary very strongly. So every course is very unique. Each and every course cannot be compared in spite of domain. Either it may be a doctorate degree or it may be a civil engineering degree. Every course is very, very unique. And you should not limit to the job. Today, no, if you see, the world is very, very like focused. Today, how a student is coming out of college, no, immediately he want to get a good salary, want to settle down, want to improve like a family, build a home like that. You don't take a pressure like that. because job is do not limit to job. Think of the society, think of the country. You can try to create an impact. If you think like that, no, sure, your talent will expand. You will achieve more. But today, how we are trained, no, even a school student, how it is trained, immediately after college we need to get a job, we need to settle down, like that. Fully we are in pressure situation. Don't put you pressure. Take 5 years after your course, no, take as an investment in your life. Even you may be getting less salary, there will be a lot of failure, success. You think it's an investment in your life. Take time to build your career. Even it may be for some people for 5 years, 10 years. Don't worry. You always run behind your heart, your passion, your talents, like that. And already we discussed, as I said, health and physical and mental health is a base. You never compromise for anything on that. And main important thing, you think life is a marathon. You can always think as a long term. Today, if you see, even today, people are getting hype of the 2020 match. Even future, it may come 10-hour match, 5-hour match. It is okay. That is always there. It is having more demand, more market. But your thinking should be like a test match. You need to take time to build your career. Take time to like achieve things in life, and you need to take time to see success and failure together. So that is the main summary of this session. And yeah, so mainly, to emphasize, again, one time I am saying, don't worry about your career choice. Even some people already today maybe in mid of the career, for example, civil engineering student may think, oh, I should have selected IT. An IT student may think, oh, my interest is civil. Don't worry about that. So whatever career you have selected, that is a unique career. You can always develop passion towards it, talent towards it. And next important thing, do not limit to job only to your family, for your earning, for your money. Think of the society, think of the country. So this is from the psychology. Whenever you expand your thinking, you will achieve more. And surely, every person can be a successful person in the career. So that is the key essence from this seminar. Now it is open for people present today, students and other people, to ask any questions or anything you want to exchange. Then we will close the session. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. Hello. Yeah. I can see Niranjan sir is there, and Sonia, Karthik, a lot of people are there from the organizing team. So do you have any questions or anything in the chat box? No, like hello?
Yes, Mr. Rajesh, yes, we can wait if they're asking any
Yeah, yeah.
questions. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I have also given my number and contact details. So the students present today, you feel free, like if you need any career guidance or any support or even any self motivation you need, like you please ping me or take my, like, I'm ready to support you on any type of doubts or anything. Even we have a very good network of various professionals. We are part of various professionals within Tamil Nadu and also like India and abroad. So you can always approach me for any type and any type of support and anything you want to ask me.
Thank you so much for sparing your valuable time and sharing your knowledge, sir. The session was mind blowing and informative.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah. Continue, Karthika. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Rajesh. Thanks for accepting our invitation and spending your valuable time and sharing all your experiences with us. Our students will be really motivated to any kind of decisions they make. I think these points will definitely help them.
Yeah. Thank you.
Whatever may be the yes, whatever may be the decision, they have to follow their heart. I think that was a very motivational speech given by you. Thank you, Mr.
Yeah,
Rajesh.
thank you, Karthika, for the feedback. And once again, I like to thank like SAI management, for bringing out this session. Hope this type of exchange will be eye opener for students, and it's a win-win situation. And I like to thank the students today, for your patience and like listening for the session. And once again, thank you for the team. Yeah, thank you. Bye. Okay, I will stop presenting and I will wait for the next. I hope one more presenter is there today. I will just stop presenting.
Yes, yes, Rajesh.
Yeah.
We also have among us Mr. Manivanan, research scholar, Vellore Institute of Technology, to talk about prefabricated volumetric modular construction technology. Welcome you to the Tech Series 3.7, sir.
Good evening, everyone. Just give me 2 minutes. I'll share the screen. Am I audible enough and my screen is visible? Okay. Good morning to all the students present here and
Yes.
faculties and other dignitaries. I would like to, first of all, thanks my college for giving me an opportunity to give a guest lecture on a technical topic here, and also providing me a platform to showcase my skills also. And I also feel proud that our colleges started organizing these kind of tech series, which makes gives more opportunities and presence for students to learn about the new things that are currently in the in the industry, and give them go beyond the textbooks which we study in colleges. So today I'm going to talk about this prefabricated volumetric modular construction. To begin with, you can classify the construction technology as in 4 levels. Say, first one is material system. If you look into the material system, it is nothing but the conventional construction technology where we bring all the materials to the site and build it at site from scratch. If you look at the component system is where if we the conventional what to say, the basic prefab systems where we just bring beams, columns or slabs and assemble all those individual components. Then if you look at element or planar systems, it is where these long panel systems or long panel and these prefabricated systems are adopted. You could see many apartment buildings are being built through by this technology. And the next thing that I'm going to focus is about that modular volumetric system, in which uh, like before that element planner technology, where each element are separately brought to the site and assembled at site. Here, that assembled are by then by themselves is manufactured as a whole unit, which are called modules, and those modules are brought to site and assembled. The complete building system is nothing but the modular volumetric system. There are two ways to do it. One, you can bring it as just a structural component as a module, or else the complete building system is after implementing all the structural finishes, MEPs, all those things. If you then bringing out a complete built module system, then it can be classified as a complete building system. Okay. What is the need for this technology? We will always have a question to start with, like to opt for a new thing. Why we need a new thing like that? Why we need a new thing is if you have some problems with the old thing. So if we talk about the conventional construction, if you are going to build a 10-story building, then it will take you months of time to construct a 10-story building, because for each floor you will be at first building the structural systems, beam, column, slab, waiting for it to attain its strength, and then cast another floor, construct another floor, and then start giving the infill walls. And also, if you look at the quality control, the waste material management at the site construction, it seems it's a very hectic task. So and also this cement manufacturer, like due to not appropriate quality control of construction, these many material waste are there, and lots of cement, sand, everything. Nowadays M sand has also been used. So all these things are so critical, and also these have a environmental impact in themselves. So what can be the solution to these challenges in conventional construction? There comes this volumetric construction technology. To briefly define this volumetric construction technology, you can say it is a finished 3D volumetric modular unit manufactured off-site and then transport and installed on-site using modular joint connections. So I will just give a brief process how it is done. If you can look at this picture. there will be a shutter kind of a mold of 4 sides completely, in which a rebar cage will be inserted as shown here. And then that after implementing the rebar cage in the shutter, then concrete is poured and the module is casted. After that, the shutters, the scaffoldings will be removed after a particular time of time. Then these casted modules can be transported, and those will be installed at the sites. Now I'll talk about what are the benefits of this technology. This is very quick construction, very speed and efficient. And also, if you look at the workload on site, there is only assembling, and there is no work that needs to be done other than the assembling part of this modules at site. A low energy requirement and optimum use of material, these things comes under like the quality control, because these things are done at a factory where everything is properly monitored in a restricted environment, and all the material characteristics are very controlled and limited to the point, and it are done with ultimate care. So it results in optimum use of these materials and make sure that it reduces the amount of cement wasted, sand wasted, everything. That also has a positive impact on the environment. But also, if you look at this technology, there are few challenges in it. That is these access to materials. In some cases, when you are going in a larger scale of things, where you need n number of modules at a time, then delivering that n number of modules at a time from a far away place is little bit difficult. So the thing what they do is set up a factory kind of a thing near the site and manufacture those things at site. So if you are going for that such kind of a case, then access of those materials should be available near that factory that you are planning to set up. Then supply chain, labor dynamics, all those things. This volumetric construction requires skilled laborers who are experienced in this technology, so that they can be involved in the construction part. And also this transport restrictions are also there in this technology. So for the features, if you say, it has economy, because the for per se, the construction cost of one module, which is around 5 to 5 meter, will be around 3 lakhs. If you can say for a completed module, it will be around 3 lakhs. So if you say for in a house, it will require about 4 modules, which will be around 4 to 5 modules for a 600 to 1000 square feet building. So if you say that per module it will cost around 3 to 5 lakhs, so it will be around 20 lakhs for a building. Then the speed of construction. Once these modules are available at the factory, the amount of time required to assemble it on site for a building will be around very less, because you can assemble 6 to 10 modules per day. Even if you for one floor or G+1 kind of a building, you can assemble that, construct a complete building in 2 days. If you're going for a multi-story apartments, housing apartments, all those things, it can be constructed within 2 weeks. Then about the internal walls. These wall in modular technology, the special thing is that it is a 3D monolithic element where there are no beams, columns. So these walls are casted along with the slab, which have no other external connections. These are completely monolithic, where the wall completely rests on the slabs. Then robustness is nothing but it has not many structural elements that needs to be taken care about. These beam column joints that occurs in prefabricated industry, where those beam column joints are very critical points, and those connections need to be given more care. Since it is a monolithic unit by itself, it is very structurally stable to take care of the loads and everything. For finishing aesthetic, since it's in completely manufactured and finished with all the paintings, MEPs, aesthetics, it gives a better finish in the factory itself. Material saving, if you say in this technology, the walls that are used is around 120 to 150 mm thickness, where in conventional construction we will go with walls of 230 mm. So by this, largely it is reduced 1/3 of the material required by in itself. The load carrying capacity also increases because these walls are not just concrete, conventionally reinforced concrete walls, but shear wall kind of reinforced walls, which have heavy load carrying capacity with themselves. Then functionality, in this design of these buildings, also this fire resistance is given importance in the design of reinforcement. So it has better performance rate compared to conventional design of reinforcement where there is much scope for fire resistance. Regarding the materials that are currently being used in this technology are aluminum, timber, concrete, and steel. If you look for aluminum, it is a lightweight material. But the application of aluminum concrete material, it is pretty much limited since the load characteristics of such components are yet in understudy and not yet clearly defined. And timber modules similarly comes with a restriction of lesser load capabilities, so it can't be applied for more stories. So it is still only used in lower risk communication. You could see it in foreign somewhere if you go to some tourist spots. You can see these dormitories kind of things which are made for 1 story, 2 story kind of things that will have these timber model structures. And the mainly used technology around the world for this material around the world for this technology is steel and concrete. Because these two have better load carrying capabilities. Also, these characteristics have been studied well. We know the properties of these materials better, and also lots of previous works have been carried out with these materials. So moving forward, I'm going to explain about concrete modular modules and about steel modules. First, getting on with concrete volume modular construction with concrete. First, I would like to explain what is a concrete module. As I said before, these models are monolithic element. You could see that it is a complete system where it is surrounded with 4 sides of scaffolding, and it is casted together. And there is no joints. Which a monolithic means it is a single structure, so it has no joints in it. This plastering ready to paint modules with the pre-installed, because these things do not require any painting or plastering works at the site, because all the things are completely finished in the factory itself. The weight of these modules will be around 10 to 30 tons, and these modules are erected using cranes which have such capabilities of lifting these high weights. When look at it is 80%, you can classify it that it has 80% faster compared to traditional construction method, and also due to this shear wall kind of technique, it is 50% stronger. And with this factory production control environment, it has 50% lesser material and labor cost is less, and also 90% waste free because of the precision. If you look at the factory kind of casting art, this is a systematic like a picturesque view, which is graphic generator basically. But it will be the kind of a thing which you can see at a factory. First, they will manufacture these kind of rebar cages, and those rebar cages will be installed with this MEP lines, and that MEP lines will be placed inside this kind of scaffoldings, and then the concrete will be casted, and after the concrete attains its strength, that module will be released from the mold, and then it can be ready for transportations. So if you look at the steel, majorly in volumetric construction, the steel grade they are using for reinforcement is Fe500, and these steel this mesh is formed by using whether welded mesh or by conventionally cut and bent of these reinforcement bars. Then if you look at these MEP placings along with this rebar cage, these for mechanical and electrical provisions, the pipes and all those things are provided along with the rebar cage itself. If you say for the window openings that are required in a room, that windows and doors openings are provided within the rebar cage like this. These openings will be provided, and remaining portions will be gauged. Then concrete grade, since we are going for a high strength module in this, the minimum concrete grade that's been currently used in construction industries are more than M30 grade, where they grow for high strength concrete, and also they design it such a way it has this free flowing rate, because it is a slightly more complex reinforcement cage, so it needs proper finishing. If you look at the demolding, the concrete structure, it need not attain this complete strength after it gets its 50% of strength, that is 16 MPa. These molds, these modules are demolded from the molds and scaffolding and are taken out, and then they are cured by further advanced curing techniques as air curing and close to curing systems that gives that helps the module to attain the complete strength quickly. Then after it attains the complete strength by that latest curing techniques, the modules will be ready with their complete strength by 72 hours. That is after the complete painting process and the finishing process that is required for the module. So if you say one module will take about 3 days for manufacture, and it will be ready to be transported. And these modules, how they are placed is, these modules have this projected. If you see, if you can, I don't know whether this picture is clearly visible there, but it will have a projected rebar kind of thing, and these modules will be placed one top of other, and those joints alone will be grouted. So it's just the production flow as I explained. For the rebar cage and all those things to be for the initial parts before with concreting, it will take about 12 to 14 hours, and then from demolding to the time of finishing, applying the door frames, giving painting, all those things, up to complete finished product which is ready for transportation, will take about 72 hours. So talking about the connection systems, what I was talking, this is the kind of connection system that will be there in that modules. This module, for the basic first ground story, you need a foundation. That foundation needs to be constructed at the site. After that foundation is constructed, that foundation will be given this projected rebars, and this will be the module that is used on it. And this module comes with a coupler kind of a hole in it, which those couplers will be inserted into that projected rebars, and then it will be grouted using this provisions that is given in the slabs. So if you say that is what I have explained here, those precast units are placed over that foundation. The first basic ground floor modules will be placed on this foundation elements, and it will be, before placing, it will be properly aligned with that, so that the projected rebars goes inside and gets inserted properly, and the module lines are placed onto the steel shims to achieve like line and level. That will be made sure so that there is no eccentricity between that connections. Then if you go between one module to another module, it will have a similar kind of a connection. In one module, on top of one module, it will have a similar kind of a projected bar here, and then on that another module's bottom, there will be these coupler kind of a holes that on which it will be placed and grouted. And also to increase this stability of these connections, these bolts are also being used, so that between when two modules are placed together, it is also connected laterally using these kind of additional bolts, which increases their shear strength. You can look at these pictures where these holes given provisions are given there, so that there these bolted connections are worked out outside after they are inserted in these projected rebars. In this, it's a similar kind of a connection, but here they also use a steel plate that attaches together these projected rebars. It gives better stability to these connections. These are just several advancements that have been happened in these connection systems. And if you look at what are the design considerations that are made in this concrete modules, for now we have like basically we follow IS 456, right, for any design of beam, slab, column, whatever you say. But since this is a monolithic unit, in actual scenario, it requires a building code. But the truth is, there is not yet a defined building code that precisely adheres to this technology. So at present, the practice that is there in the industry is that we follow the existing codes for individual concrete elements, like say pre-concrete floors, that structural steel members that for reinforcements, all those things. And also each it is designed as wall slab separately. And this if you say English code of 1992 as and AACI 381 also discusses about the connection systems that are needed to take care of these loads. So if you look at this Indian codes in this precast elements and connection design, it basically talks about this beam and column joints. It doesn't talk about this wall to wall connections or module to module connections, so that we go for this British standard codes where they talk about the modular connections also. So these things are followed together, accumulated together in the design process. So if you look at the basic casting requirements, the material strength requirements for this technology, as I said before, we go for a higher strength in this technology. So the material strength required is M40 or M50 grade of concrete that is required. And at the stage of demolding, we look for 50% of strength and then it is demolded. And also in design considerations, these hooks will be, if you look here, these hooks kind of things will be designed. These hooks will also be designed in the reinforcement gauge itself, so that it has the capability. Since one module weighs about 10 to 20 tons, these hooks needs to be designed properly, so that they have the capacity when it's lifted by the cranes, that they can transfer the force equally among the walls, so that no cracks or stresses occur while this transportation takes place. And if we look about tolerance, these structure wall elements and slab elements need have a tolerance of plus or minus 3 mm, because at site after the construction storage there can be slight misalignment when they are placed about. So for that purpose, these tolerance limits are given. Similarly, for length, straightness, squareness, twist, how these modules should be, all those tolerance limits for the walls are considered. It's a similar for wall, what should be the length, height, weight, width. This is just to accommodate, so that to make sure even if some cases any difficulties happens at the site while placing these modules, that these modules are capable enough to address those challenges and accommodate it. If you look about the serviceability factors that we considered, that these modules should be designed so that the deflection under service load should be the deflection should be less than load by 250, and the deflection after applying complete finish, the for that service load the deflection should be load by 350 or less than 20 mm. And the lateral sway, if you go for higher stories and you consider about lateral forces and all, the lateral displacement should be less than the height divided by 500, and the story drift similarly for lateral forces and other such forces, earthquake forces and all, the story drift between one floor to another floor should be less than 0.004 times the story height. And lateral sway, as I said before, for seismic loads, if you for wind loads, if you say it is h by 500 specifically, and for seismic and earthquake forces, the lateral sway should be less than height by 250. The modules the steel bars in module and should have robust joint connections, so that in the critical zone in this model technology is that connection between one module and one another module. So while designing that connection systems, the shear capabilities and tension capabilities of those connections should be addressed, and adequate reinforcement for that required shear strength should be given. And also this fire resistance is considered in design of this, since we follow the British code standard for this model technology, they also address about the fire resistance that needed for the structural elements. And we go this fire resistance R30 is nothing but for 30 minutes, 60 minutes, resistance for 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, and 120 minutes. So accordingly, when you go for what is the requirement of your structure, it depends upon the location of the site. If there are adequate fire protection measures that is available at that location, you can, if you say if there a fire happens, then you can have the fire team that will rescue and act along. if it will be very short means you can go for a 30-minute and provide lesser dimensions in wall element, so it is economical. If you say it is somewhere interior part and it requires more time, similarly you need to give provision for that and go for a larger size of structural elements by increasing this thicknesses and slab depths, everything. This is just a model, like if you consider like a 0.2% of reinforcement, what will be the reinforcing bars that can be opted for this walls. And similarly, if you go for higher strength, say 0.25% of the concrete area, 0.4% of concrete area, what will be the reinforcement that will be basically required to design this walls. And for varying wall thicknesses, these rebar details have been listed out. And if you look about the connections, I said before, this vertical joints needs to be designed where they only talk about this keyed joint, where they have this uh, resistance between shear, which majorly focus on this RJ is nothing but the shear capacity of that joint. And these are the few codes adaptations that we follow in that prefabricated concrete code for as per Indian standards. And similarly for horizontal joint and vertical joint is nothing but horizontal joint is between one module to another module, between floor to floor, and horizontal joint is module to module between within the floor when you connect two other modules laterally. These are furthermore in depth about what are the reinforcement percents that are considered for walls. Say minimum required for vertical reinforcement is 0.2 and maximum is actually it's a correction. It's maximum you can go up to 4% of the gross area. For horizontal reinforcement in walls, it will be 0.1% or the 25%, or you can go for the 25% of what you are taking for the vertical reinforcement. And the spacing of reinforcement can be less than 400 mm. And slab is, as I said before, there is no particular standard for this technology, so we go with the conventional standard slab designs that we follow. So that's about the concrete part. I said how the manufacture takes place and also the design standards that are looked about in it. Now I'm going to go further about steel modules. The steel modules are basically classified into three types, which are load-bearing wall modules and column-supported modules, and are non-load-bearing modules. If you talk about load-bearing modules, load-bearing walls, that steel module will be completely with walls, so that the load is transferred along the length of the walls. In case of frame supported modules, it will have columns and beam as beams, and that load will be majorly carried by the beams and the columns. And this is the example of that load bearing modules. If you could see that they have a continuous kind of steel sections that together forms a wall, and the load transformation takes place in it. And these are that frame kind of a section modules that I said, which has only columns and beams, and majorly the loads are taken care by the column and beams. This heavy steel container type of module is that you could see in our places also, you could see these small tea shops or restaurants that are on the roadside, that they implement these container kind of thing, and they alter those containers, and they set up small shops in there. So these containers also have that load, which they can take up heavy loads, like so they can also be incorporated, which it can also be constructed as a module, since it is similar to a four-sided wall and a slab kind of element. And this staircase and bathroom modules are the non-load bearing type, which are not specifically designed to carry the load from the structure, but are just for the provisional purposes. And the load bearing capacities of these module structures are very less, the staircase or bathroom modules. If we talk about the manufacturing process of these steel modules at factory, these steel modules not like the concrete modules. These steel modules have columns, walls, beams, everything. So each element are manufactured separately, and those elements are joined together, and these sheets kind of a thing are applied to that to give a finish, to achieve a finished wall element or structural elements. At how these steel elements are used, these turning tables kind of after getting a steel section kind of elements, structural component, these sheets are assigned to these steel component, and then it's a similar, that is how it takes place in the factory. Then after once these each wall element or column beam elements are obtained, these things are stacked together and assembled at factory, and so that it makes a complete one module. And the challenge in this steel thing is that it's not structurally stable by itself, since it doesn't have a shear wall kind of reinforcement and heavy strength as concrete module. Since steel are lightweight material, it has this restrictions for the lateral load carrying capacity. So the thing we go for is this steel bracing system, multi-column wall system, steel shear wall system, base isolation system, module infill, frame hybrid system, core stability. These are additional structural systems that are implemented in a steel modular building. If you look at this bracing system, it's nothing but these additional steel sections will be given from the framed module. This kind of diagonal steel bracings will be implemented, and that improves the torsional resistance and increases the lateral security of these modules. And if you look at the multi-wall column system, with just 4 columns, it's a basic module structure, and you go for these increased column sections in between the 2 columns, and use this kind of sheeting, so that it acts as a one structure together. And these multi column systems also increases the load carrying capacity and stiffness of these structures. And shear wall system is that these are a double skin. It's the representation how these sheet walls will be inserted between these column to columns, and it will have these 3-layered or double layered things, which improves the lateral stability more, so that the load transfer takes place not only with the columns, also with these shear wall kind of things in steel. Another technology is that either you can give these implementations in the steel module, or you can go for this base isolation technology, where it will which is provided in the foundation, which takes place these lateral forces due to seismic, which controls the amount of seismic forces and vibrations that goes into the superstructure, which controls, restricts these things in the foundation levels itself by providing this base isolation kind of a systems. And then another technology is that when you go for the steel modules, since only it is little bit weak in this lateral stability, you can go for a pre-constructed concrete structural system. Say a beam column system is alone, beam column slab is alone constructed at site, and then you can use these steel modules as just infill materials, that they can be placed in between those slabs and then connected. And about talking about core systems, this is a shear wall kind of a similar to a lift kind of structure what we construct in conventional concrete buildings. That a shear wall kind of a concrete building will be constructed, and surrounding that concrete core, these modules will be attached along with the concrete module and the steel module. I mean, the concrete shear wall structure, and these steel modules will be attached to that concrete core, and you have complete building as shown here. This is a concrete module, and these are steel modules, and this steel module will be attached to this concrete core, and a complete building will be attained. It's similarly like core stability issues, which has additional, that cores are increased with these not rigid joints, and the stacked modules are linked. How it is linked with the core, concrete core, increases that more lateral stability for these steel modules. And also this shape memory alloys. Shape memories alloys are also relatively a new topic that are in nascent stages of research. These shape memory alloys, they also similarly to act as a dampers, which takes up the vibration between these structural elements in a steel module, so that they takes place the load, and they will they will have kind of spring kind of a property which will get compressed and released when there is a force when earthquake happens or such let seismic forces takes place in a structure. These shape memory alloys are under research stage, and it's a scope for students that are already in the engineering who have decided to do project. They can also look about this shape memory alloys, which are which has a great scope for research. Since those shape memory alloys have capability with themselves to take care of the lateral columns, these are also implemented in Western countries in these steel modules. If you talk about this connection systems that are involved in the steel modules, it has intramodular connection is nothing but the connection between column beams that is within a module. Intermodular connection is from one module to another module. Module to frame and module to foundation. As I said, that frame and when you use that infill kind of a system where that beam column slab of concrete is constructed and the steel modules are implemented, and in the core concrete building is connected and these steel modules are implemented, and also the module to foundation connection with this basic connections. So this intermodular connections, you can see this. These are that intermodule connections between one column and beam. And intermodule connection, you can see when one module is connected to the another module. And module to frame is if you have a concrete building with slab beam column, and then these modules are inserted here. That connections come here, and module to foundation connections happens with the foundation. This I said, as I said before, these are the locations of where these joints comes in that connection systems. And there are three types of connection systems that are used in this steel model, that is tie rod kind of connection system, connector blocks and bolts, which involve steel plates, plug-in devices, all those things. If you look at this connector block of systems, it will have this kind of section, steel section that is fabricated along with this steel columns, and then those sections are placed on top of one another, and they are connected using this bolt kind of a systems. And also these connection systems have also been experimentally studied to check about their load carrying capacities, and once they meet the certain requirements of load carrying capacity with themselves, those connection techniques have been implemented in application. Similarly, it's a bolt kind of a connection, which has when between a column to column, a steel plate kind of a gasset plate kind of a thing is implemented between two columns, and those things are bolted from like here to between those two column to column, and the gasset plate is implemented, and these column to column steel modules are connected. Then I'll like to show you about these few steel module examples that are presently that have been constructed before. And this Apex Tower is in UK, which was constructed in 2017. It is a 29-story structure. Since it is a high-rise structure, they have used this steel braced module. As I said before, that bracings have been used in this module so that it takes care of the lateral load capability of one module. Also, they have built a concrete core structure as here, and then along with it, they have used the steel module and given connections so that it has complete stability against these seismic forces and all such lateral forces. And another thing is a B2 tower that was constructed in USA at 2016. It is a 32-story building. It also similar as a steel braced module in it, and also this modules are stacked upon a concrete podium. In this case, is nothing but after the foundation, for certain floors there will be a conventional concrete building, and on top of that concrete building, these steel modules will be constructed. That concrete building, which is there at the lower half of the superstructure, is called concrete podium. And then another example is this Zoho Tower in Australia. If you can see, this is that concrete podium kind of a structure. And then on top of that existing concrete structure, these steel modules are erected on top of it. In this Crown Plaza that is in Singapore, they have gone for this shear wall, which I explained before. That kind of a thing to address the lateral issue, and also the concrete core has been constructed inside in the inner region, and then outer regions, these steel modules have been connected to each other. it's a similar kind of Iblis on apartment. In they have used this container type of steel modules, and similarly for a lower story, a concrete structure is connected, and on top these steel modules are implemented. So with that, I would like to conclude that this technology is a relatively new technology for us in India. Since you could have understood, because all the examples that I have showed is all from the foreign countries, and the technology is at the beginning stage of uh, application in India. So you could have heard about this lighting house project that have been launched by central government, and it is being constructed at 8 different locations, and each location for say Chennai, some at Jan or December, I remember, Prime Minister came and inaugurated that lighting house project that was constructed in Chennai. There they used this wall panel kind of a prefabrication technology. This lighting house project is basically to go for this new technology of prefabrication construction, and this particular modular construction is also happening in India now. That is at Ranchi. It is under construction. Uh, what I say is, we study these conventional building, how it's to be designed. All those things that we study in our colleges is what are the already existing traditional constructions. So students should go ahead and look other with self interest in them. They should look opportunities for these latest technologies that are used around the world, so that they can gain knowledge which gives them the better scope to acquire the latest skills that are required to get a job for themselves. So I hope that this topic creates some interest among students, so they also go and study about these technologies and improve their skills. And with that, I conclude. And I'd like to thank once again for giving me this opportunity to present. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for sharing your field knowledge, sir. The session was indeed informative. We are grateful for the time and effort you took to share your thoughts and experiences. Now it's time for quiz. The participants are requested to log in another device if possible, as it will facilitate them in the quiz session.
Good evening to everyone. Shall we start our quiz section? I hope my voice is audible to everybody. Now it is the time for quiz. Everyone open your browser and type www.khoot.it. I repeat, everyone open your browser and type www.khoot.it. And your game pin is 1184478. Enter your game pin 1184478. Three members only joined. Guys, please kindly join in this quiz section. I repeat, type www.kakut.it and enter your game pin as 1184478. Four members join. Let me wait for some other people to join. Guys, hurry up. Open your browser and type www.kahoot.it. kakut.it and enter your game pin as 1184478 and enter your nickname. Let me wait for some other to join and then we start our session. Okay, shall we start our session? PVCM is the acronym of Pre-stressed volumetric modular construction, prefabricated volumetric modular construction, prefabricated volumetric module components, and none. It already 11 minutes left. Three, two, one. Okay, time's up. Two members are answered correctly. And Vidya is in the first position with the score of 755. Okay, we will move to the next question. PVCM technology involves. Your options are construction of 2D linear components at site, assembling of 2D linear components at site, construction of 3D linear components at site, assembling of 3D linear components at site. 7 minutes, 7 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And 5 members are answered correctly. Shall we move to the next one? R is in the first position with a score of 1608. The structural element in a concrete modular building are. Your options are beam, column, slab, column, wall, slab, wall, slab. And option D is none. This is very easy question. 9 seconds is left. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 1. Okay. And the correct answer is wall, slab. Okay, fine. We will move to the next one. Again, R is in the first position. Concrete modules can be transported after 72 hours, 92 hours, 26 hours, and 38 hours. I will repeat the question. Concrete modules can be transported after 72 hours, 92 hours, 26 hours, and 38 hours. Time up. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. 2 members are answered correctly. And Vidya is in the first position with a score of 2011. The wall thickness of concrete modules varies between 100 to 200 millimeter, 200 to 230 millimeter, greater than 230 millimeter, and none. I repeat the question. The wall thickness of concrete modules varies between 6 seconds only left. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. 2 members are answered correctly. Now R is in the first position with a score of 2559. Okay. Steel modules are susceptible to compression, tension, lateral buckling, all of the above. I repeat the question. Steel modules are susceptible to compression, tension, lateral buckling, all of the above. 6 seconds only left. 3, 2, 1. Okay. One member only answered correctly. Now R is in the first position with a score of 2559. Okay. Connections are the critical elements in modular building. It is a true or false question, guys. I repeat the question. Connections are the critical elements in modular buildings. Your options are true or false. 10 seconds only left. Come on, guys. Five members are answered correctly. Again, R is in the first position with a score of 3433. Shall we move to the next one? Bracing in steel modules improve lateral stability. And again, it is a true or false question. I repeat the question. Bracing in steel modules improves lateral stability. And your options are true or false. 9 seconds are left. Come on, guys. Okay. Three members are answered correctly. Now, Vidya is in the first position with a score of 3665. We will move to the next one. Among the following, which not a connection technique adopted in steel modules? Tie rods, welds, balls, all of the above. Among the following, which not a connection technique adopted in steel modules? Two answers are came, three answers, four, and your time is left. Only 1 second is more. Okay. One member only answered correctly. Vidya is in the first position with a score of 3665. Okay. And your last question, concrete modules can be used in high-rise buildings. Again, it is a true or false question. I repeat the question. Concrete modules can be used in high-rise building. And four answers are there. Remaining people. 10 seconds is left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Two members are answered correctly. Next, we move to the podium. And the third prize is Vidya. And the second prize is Har. And the first one is Imrash with a score of 4372. Thank you, guys.
The participants are requested to fill the feedback link which is being provided in the chat box. They'll also be provided with the e-certificate for participation. I'm grateful to the esteemed delegates of the webinar for their presence and efforts in making this event a great success. I also extend my sincere thanks to our honored resource person and the heads of the departments of the Humanities and Science, CSC, IT, ECE, EEE, AIDS, AIML, Civil, Mechanical, CSBS, and Cybersecurity. Thank you one and all for making this event a grand success.